artist, we have Taylor Rebel. As a 29-year-old native to Estonia, Taylor Rebel received her associate degree in arts from Lone Star University Tomball in 2019 and her BFA in painting in 2023 from the University of Houston main campus. As a mixed medium artist, her focus is in painting that narrows in thematically on folklore, heavy portraiture, and natural-centric work, as a means for coping for traumas and loss throughout her life. Losing a paternal grandparent, her father, and her partner of 9 years through sudden unexpected means, and a series of difficult years in declining health from lupus, this work utilizes cathartic themes that are vital, where traditional means of Western healing has failed. Much of her experimental work extends into sculpture and installation with materials utilized beyond traditional means, with a heavy emphasis on biophilic imagery and false mythos. She has exhibited within the Heights Gallery in 2019 and 2025, shown works at the Traveling Chocolate and Art Show event in 2019, painted murals for local businesses such as Poke Bury Midtown location and the Apothecary Cafe in Tomball. She also sewed hand-printed shirts that she crafted from vinyl cuts at Macau Market. She currently lives and works out of Houston, Montrose Midtown area, doing mostly commission-based paintings. Taylor.
Hi. So this body of work is a descriptive narration of the struggle between polarizing extreme emotions that I believe many people struggle with. These extremes are meant to be metaphorical and literally depicted in a duality that dwells within us all, a mutualism of volatility and softness through the representation of a fox and bird motif and what they encompass, both a necessity despite their own respective faults. The way these extreme emotions of weakness and strength can be depicted and how they interact is a way to show that neither should be sequestered or silenced, as though they are profoundly us. They dwell within us innately, instinctually, as protectors and companions, as our own beasts of burden, cursed to come out when things have become too much and too heavy. While my paintings are representations in different iterations, my installation work has become an altar to the parts of myself that I cannot move on from and cannot bear to leave behind. The parts of myself that I somehow honor despite their fleeting, ephemeral nature. These installations are anti-ephemeral moments to the ephemera of my life, extending their short existence indefinitely. One is meant to escape the chaos of the known world and escape into an unknown world with a representation of moments as eternal and everlasting. After losing my father and my partner, multiple suicide attempts previously, these alter egos as well as these structured escapes have become my sense of safety and company in my isolation. They are my comfort, my home within myself where there is no home.
Thank you, Taylor. So now we're on to the Q&A part of our artist talk. And to start out, Taylor, I want to ask a little bit about kind of like this biophilic imagery and also your kind of adaptation of these folklore imagery in your work. Because you've adapted these elements from folklores with themes of transformation. What draws you to explore these themes of transformation in both your paintings and also your installation?
I think it's the sense of needing that escape without it being a destructive path. You want to be able to turn these negative experiences into something that can be constructive, and these places turn those negative experiences into something that is ceremonial and reflective and meditation-wise.
Thank you. And I also think that as you're talking about this meditative quality in your work, or that you're like in that process of making your work, that's important for you. And I think looking at this installation, it's also such an interactive and immersive experience. I wonder kind of what is the role of that interactivity and immersion it is to like for your viewers that connection to your work and also your motivations.
As far as bringing others into the work, I want them to kind of get a taste of what I experience, and I want them to also kind of get that relief that I'm searching for. I want to bring other people into my mindset, but also to alleviate some of those stresses from the outside world, and I want to provide a healing sensation for them.
Thank you. And now, do we have any audience questions for Taylor? Yes.
So I just came in, so I'm kind of like a little, confused with all those paintings. Can you explain them? I'm sorry.
Yeah, can you guide us through these paintings and the imagery?
So these three are more metaphorical iterations of kind of an internal struggle with a sense of volatility. This fox-faced motif figure sort of represents intense emotions that sometimes come out when we are dealing with things that we're just not given the capacity to deal with. And I think instinctually a lot of us default to this volatile emotion that can feel like it's attacking us. And this is to show that it is still us deep down, and that there is something beautiful and strong within that emotion as well. The other two are more metaphorical representations of the different duality that lives within us as far as the highs and lows. We have an intense sense of strength and an intense sense of weakness, and how those experiences can also be beautiful in themselves.
Thank you. And then we have other questions for Taylor.
I'm sorry. Why is the fox a representation of those emotions? Why take that animals in this specifically?
Yeah, like where does the fox motif comes from?
So foxes are very territorial and they can be very aggressive. However, I've always found them very just elegant and beautiful looking, and I think that's a wonderful sort of correlation to these intense emotions, because it can feel alluring, yet it's also a betrayal sometimes, and they can eat you alive.
Yes.
Can you connect some of the details, like in the installation, with maybe the iconography and the painting, or how do you see these working together?
So this is kind of an internal analysis, whereas the installation pieces are an external response to everyday life, and it's sort of an external manifestation of what I would want to be able to deal with these things.
And you're also constructing a space for yourself to kind of preserve or present these ephemeral aspects of your memories into something that's physical too.
Right. They're both honoring these sort of conceptual moments as well, these memories that I find comfort in, and I think that's why I would like to utilize them in healing. They bring me a lot of just calm, and I would like to bring that to other people.
Do we have any questions for Taylor? Yes. Thank you, Taylor.